Faf, is that 1 point gained or 1 point lost?
The horse is up the shed, if that's the right wording. We wanted to play a full game today. I think it's pretty obvious that when you play a team like West Indies, you want to play a full 100-over game. Just the makeup of their side. So disappointing in the fact that we didn't get a game. It's important for us to get cricket in now and start ticking over. But we can't control the weather. So as a team, taking 1 point, now we move forward to the next week.
Yeah. Could you tell us about what's your thoughts on Ashim Amla going forward, and how is he handling this?
I think he's the back there, so we should maybe just call him in. Ash is a class player. It's tough on a wicket like that, opening up the innings. You need a bit of luck to go your way. And if you get through that first 10, 15 overs, that's when the score comes. We've seen over the last game and today that first 10 overs can be a bit trickier. There is a bit more pace and bounce in the wicket. And the nature of it you do lose wickets. He'll be disappointed that he got out today. But he has been hitting the ball really well in the net, so we're hoping that it's around the corner for him. He played a really good innings leading up to the two games leading up to the World Cup against West Indies when they were bowling quick there. So I think, like most of our batters, it's just a case of getting in and getting those starts converted into runs. There's two phases of what's been disappointing in the batting is a lot of starts and also a few guys looking to get starting.
You obviously wanted a full game against them, but at 20 odd for 2, and then with having had to stay off the field for that long, the longer you're off the field, obviously the situation works more in their favour. So as the rain keeps falling, do you kind of find yourself getting into a situation where you'd actually rather stay off and take the point?
Yeah, I think the nature of generally when you're chasing, it always favours the team batting second. The nature of, we batted 7 overs there, not expecting a shortened game. So the pace that you go at, and then losing 2 wickets. But even with around, in my mind when I was looking at 30, 35 overs, I was still feeling like if you get a score 200 plus, I do feel there was enough in that wicket with our bowling attack, especially playing today as well, extra seamer. But you're right, the further the game goes, closer to a T20 game, being 2 down already, the odds are heavily in their favour. So, as it got a little bit later in the day, obviously then you'd rather get the point and go.
Faf, can you give us an update on the state of your hand, please? What exactly is wrong with it and how bad is it?
No, it's fine. Just got hit the dodgy finger, the cricket one, but it was fine. I batted yesterday, got peppered in the nets, got hit on the shoulder, got hit on the knee. So I was ready for all the West Indian pacement today.
Do you feel now you've just got 5 cup finals to play in before the end of this tournament?
Yeah, as simple as, we're in this position because we haven't had our best cricket. So we don't deserve to be anywhere close to the top of the log. But it's very clear for us as a team. We need to be on our best and we need to play well in the next 5 games. We've got Afghanistan next, which is also a dangerous team. They've shown that they can on any day, but we need to start playing better cricket, more consistent, more solid cricket. If we do that and the results start one by one happening, then this team will get a lot of confidence from that for the later stages.
And how do you get that confidence? How do you pick a team up that's started so poorly?
It's performance. You need individuals within your side to stand up and step up and pull the team up. One guy getting a great 100. KG did that against India as a small part of a role in the game. He picked the bowling unit up by just being the X-factor player that he is. So right now we need individuals to stand up and step up to lift the team's morale, and if you get that going, then the other players can feed off their confidence.
Faf, KG spoke yesterday about all the kind of stuff that's been going on around the team and saying how it's important to just clear the heads a bit. Do you think that was the case today? Were there clear heads going in? And if so, how will you sustain that, or if not, what do you still need to clear out?
No, there's nothing else to be cleared out. I do honestly feel as a team we are, the feeling in the camp is still very strong. The guys are still enjoying being on tour, enjoying being here. We guys are having fun. It's just performance-wise, we haven't put in the performances we need. And generally, I find that when a team starts losing 2 or 3 games, it can happen that there's a few cracks can appear in the team, and the blame game can start. And I do honestly believe that we've been very, very far away from that, and that's a strong sign of us as a team, as a culture. But that's one aspect of performance. You get culture, and then you get the actual performance on the field. So, very good positive sign that everything seems intact when it comes to that. But not just the performance and the skill side of cricket that needs to take over.
Faf, Lungi seemed to have bowling nearly at full tilt ahead of the toss today. You have another 4-5 days to go for the next game. Do you think he'll be ready for that one? And if so, how big a factor will that be?
Yeah, we wanted him to be ready for today. Purely from the fact that it feels like every game is a must-win game for us at the moment. But with Lungi, the amount of bowling that he's been doing this tournament, he actually hasn't bowled a lot, and then he picks up an injury, and it's probably on that verge of can he and can't he play. So just the pure fact that he hasn't really bowled a lot of overs, we just feel like it's more important for him to just have another 3 or 4 days to build up his loads again, to get him so that he could bowl 8, 9, 10 overs. And I mean, luckily for us, today wasn't a lot of cricket, so we can throw him straight into the game the next game.
Faf, you mentioned the culture of the team and that you're still feeling all very, very unified and strong in that. How much did the news over the weekend about AB, did that shake the team at all, or do you feel that maybe it's the sort of thing that can actually unite the team more?
I think a little bit of both. I think to say nothing, I didn't, but to say yes, it unites us as a team. We do feel like the news came in and like just went through the team. It didn't have a huge impact. There was just a discussion on clarity and on making sure that everyone knows what's going on. And then it was moving on. The team was happy to just get on with business. But it is stuff like that. Generally, you feel like it can make you give you direction in your team and give you purpose to focus on what lies ahead.
Faf, when AB came to you in the IPL, Otis said, and he expressed his desire to still be part of the team or maybe go to the World Cup. What were your initial reaction? Did you tell him, or what did you tell him, and what did you discuss with Otis?
He didn't come to me. It was just a conversation, a phone call the night before the team got announced. It was just this is what I'm feeling. I said to him that I think it's too late, but I'll check in with the coach and the selectors the next morning to hear their opinion on it. As the squad was already announced or picked. But that day was the announcement. When I spoke to the coach and the selectors the next day, all agreed that it was way too late to change a team on 99.99.
Sorry, just to follow up on that. Otis did say that AB spoke to you in the IPL about that.
Yeah, phone call.
The log table will start to look a lot clearer over the next couple of games, just in terms of, who's the front runners in terms for those semi-final spots. Is that on the minds of players, administrators? I mean, calculations, permutations.
Yeah, it's too far away. I mean, right now for us, we need to focus on our performance. If you can get our performance sorted out, our skills, our confidence back up where it needs to be, and you can start getting on a roll, 2-3 games. You can only really look at those things when it comes to the last week of the tournament. Naturally, when you're in a tournament like this, I suppose us as the team at the bottom part of the log, you want the top team to keep winning to make sure that there's a little bit of a breathing room for the other 2 or 3 teams. So you keep an eye on other results maybe in that aspect, but it's obviously really out of your control.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our head coach Floyd Reefer. He's going to discuss what little bit happened today and looking forward to the next game against England that's coming up on Friday. So we just started.
Is that a point won or point lost?
It's a point. Today's game? Well, it's unfortunate. You can't do anything about the weather situation. In terms of the point, we'll take the point and move forward in the competition.
Did you think it was a good time to be playing South Africa and having them 2 wickets down quite early? Did you see it as an opportunity to perhaps register when, regardless of how much time they may have been in the game, if it was possible?
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to play against them, like any other team in the competition. The way that we're playing cricket, we're playing fearless cricket, so it doesn't matter who we play. When we play them, we want to play the same brand of cricket that we're playing and what we executed, in the past couple of games.
You mentioned the fearless cricket, the way West Indies chased against Australia. Do you see any issues with this? It seemed like the game they should have won, but they lost a little big moments. How did you assess that match in particular, the chase?
Well, yes, it's a chase that we should have won. We kind of made some mistakes at key points of the game. It happens in cricket, but you learn from it. I'm sure next time most guys will be in that position that will make better decisions.
Here, Floyd. So you seem to be going back and forth between Evan Lewis and Darren Bravo. Can you just talk us through that? What is the thought process? Each of them is getting about a game, and then the other comes back in like today.
No, it's not a case of back and forth. Evan got struck in his hand in one of the practice sessions, so he's still getting some pain. Some severe pain from it as well. So he played last game, but he's still having some pain in his hand. So it's not a case of being back and forth.
Hi sir, what's the update on Andrew Russell and will he be fit enough for England?
Yes, Andrea will be fit enough for the game on Friday. The game against England is a big game for us. We're looking forward to that game. Looking at the weather forecast today, it was like 90% rain today, and they had rain over the last couple of days here as well. So it's just a precautionary measure where we kind of wrapping them in cotton wool.
Yeah. This is Chris Gale's last international, one-day international tournament. So how is he, gelling with the team, and is he passing on his experience to the youngsters? How is it to have him around in the dressing room? He seems to be having great fun out there.
Chris is a legend, and any dressing room, and in any dressing room to be graced with Chris Gale's presence, it's good for us, and he's passing on a lot of knowledge, for the team. They have some young guys in the team who is also learning a lot from him. But for his presence in the dressing room alone goes a long way.
You say the game against England is going to be a big match on Friday. How do you think your batsmen will cope with the pace of Jofra Archer?
Well, To be honest, we knew Joffa from a long time. He's from Barbados, where we're from. So we knew him from on the 15, on the 17, on the 90. So he's not new to us. Yes, he's bowling quickly, but there's nothing that we're not accustomed to. We're looking forward to the challenge. So we'll see how it goes on Friday.
And that familiarity with Joffa, do you think that will add a little bit of spice and entertainment to the contest?
Well, we're entertainers. We're all here to entertain. Right? So the players that come out, they're entertainers. But yes, we'll have a good game. I'm sure Joffa will be chomping at the bit to come at us, and we'll be ready for him.
Floyd, South Africa admitted that the longer the rain was falling, the more they were sort of hoping that the game was totally washed out. Presumably that means you guys were kind of hoping after the start you had that there would be enough play, to constitute a game.
Yeah, we were looking forward to the game, especially, the start that we had in the game. And planning for the game last night, we were really looking forward to this game after they lost the first 3 games. So their confidence as a team will be a bit low, so we want to take a big advantage of that. But like I said, it's the weather, it's England. 90% rain today, so there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to, take the 1 point, like I said before, and look forward to the other games.
Just on Jofra, did you work with Jofra at all in a coaching capacity?
No, but I knew him from on the 17, on the 19 days. He actually played club cricket against him as a young guy. So, Jofra is a tremendous talent. We all know that, and like I said, we're looking forward to the game on Friday.
So he always struck you as somebody with the talent to play international cricket?
Well, yes, definitely. He always had this, but he had a few injuries as a young guy. But I'm guessing now he's fully over those injuries and he's bowling very well for England.
Are you disappointed he's not wearing maroon?
But he made his choice.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Hi, this side. In any format, it's extremely important to get this side. In any format, it's extremely important to get wickets up front, and Sheldon's been doing it, through all 3 games. A word about how he's bowling and how the entire rhythm is coming along.
Well, in a competition like this, where you come to England where the wickets are supposed to be flat and a lot of high scores. We look at the county games that played before the World Cup, there have been a lot of high scores as well. So it's important for teams and important for us to take wickets. You see the brand of cricket that we're playing. The guys have created that new brand of cricket for West Indies, where we want to take wickets. We want to bowl up teams. So wickets is important. As you know, wickets changes the tempo of the game. No matter what the situation or any format that you play, wickets is important.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it. Thank you.
I'll fight the job from it.